take a look at your 7-day forecast. Today, some morning fog mixing out, and that will leave us with partly to mostly sunny sky conditions. Very warm for the middle of January with high temperatures in the upper 50s to middle 60s. That's well above seasonal averages. Increasing clouds tonight, a chance of a scattered light shower after 3 a.m. Tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms developing into tomorrow night. Some of those storms could produce locally heavy rain, and there is a risk of severe weather as well, with the primary concern being quarter-size hail and 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts, perhaps a short-lived tornado. We dry out Thursday with some lingering clouds. It'd be a little cooler, but still well above seasonal averages with temperatures in the 50s. Colder Thursday night with lows in the 30s. And then Friday, Saturday, cool with some sunshine. Increasing clouds as we move into Saturday afternoon and Saturday night and Sunday with a chance of a wintry mix Saturday night. There's some timing differences in the data. Some of the data brings the precipitation in Saturday night. Other data brings it in Sunday night, so we'll have to keep an eye on the timing of that. High temperatures on Sunday in the 40s with again a chance of some scattered wintry mix or rain, light rain, and then Sunday night will continue that chance of a wintry mix or some rain, light rain. High temperatures by Monday again above seasonal averages. Average highs this time of year around 40 degrees. Average lows this time of year are in the upper 20s. So you can see that our mild January weather is going to continue into the long range. I'm watching another system around January 25th. Good morning, everybody. I'm meteorologist Beau. It is January 17th, 2023. We take a look at our water vapor satellite this morning, and we see our storm system that brought scattered showers and thunderstorms to the region yesterday. Pulling off to the east, you can see it winding up here in the Great Lakes area of low pressure. These are isobars, equal lines of pressure. You can see that spin, counterclockwise spin, around the area of low pressure as it continues to move into Canada. We zoom into our local area, and we don't see a lot of clouds on the satellite, but that's because this is a water vapor satellite, so we're not really seeing these low clouds and fog that are scattered across our region this morning. Now, as we move through today, we expect the fog to mix out and the clouds to thin, and hopefully we can get some sunshine. If that's the case, then temperatures should rise into the upper 50s to middle 60s area-wide, and that will be 20 to 30 degrees above our seasonal averages. Now our next storm system is already taking shape in the desert southwest, and that will move into our region tomorrow and tomorrow night. The Storm Prediction Center has outlined our region for a risk of severe weather. We take a look here and we see this light green zone. That is where sub-severe thunderstorms are expected, lightning, but not severe. A severe thunderstorm is one that produces 60-mile-an-hour wind, quarter-size hail or larger, and or tornadoes. We see this dark green zone, that's a level 1 severe weather risk, a marginal risk. And we see this yellow zone, that's a slight risk of severe weather, a level 2 severe weather risk. The levels go up to 5. So these are the two lowest levels that the Storm Prediction Center have. We zoom in a little bit and don't pay too much attention to the colors. Just know that there is a risk of severe weather Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night across our local area. Perhaps Randolph and St. Genevieve counties, as you move towards St. Louis, a lower risk, and then the rest of the region is in the risk zone. Again, the primary concern will be a few reports of wind damage, perhaps quarter-size hail, and we can't rule out a short-lived tornado. There will be quite a bit of wind shear and turning of the wind with height in the atmosphere tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, similar to the last 3 or 4 weather events in our region that produced a marginal to slight risk of severe weather, where we did have a few reports of wind damage and 1 or 2 short-lived tornadoes. In addition to the severe weather risk, the WPC NOAA has outlined our region in a level 1 and level 2 risk of excessive rainfall Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. Right now we're expecting about 1 to 2 inches of rain area-wide, and that could cause some problems since the ground is saturated in some areas. We're not expecting widespread flooding, but there could be some reports of water over roadways, ditches filling up and overflowing onto the roads, and creeks and streams rising. The National Weather Service has held off on issuing a flash flood watch or a flood watch, but they did mention that it is a possibility in future updates. Let me take a look at the rainfall forecast, and you can see this light blue zone here into the purple area is where 1 to 2 inches of rain is anticipated, perhaps a little bit less as you move towards Randolph County, St. Genevieve County, towards Mount Vernon, with the highest totals expected from the Boot Heel, western Tennessee into western Kentucky and extreme southern Illinois. And the bulk of this rain event will occur Wednesday late morning into Wednesday night, with precipitation ending on Thursday. Some wraparound lingering clouds likely Thursday, but not expecting any precipitation at this time. Let's take a look at some model data. This is the HRRR model, and we're looking at the area of low pressure developing back here in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Colorado. You can see some snow tomorrow morning at around 4 a.m. with some scattered showers across Arkansas down into the Arklatex, Missouri, Kansas. Perhaps a few showers in our region by early tomorrow morning. But as we move through tomorrow during the day, we'll watch that area of low pressure move out of Colorado into Kansas and deepen, and a secondary low will develop somewhere in Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas, and that will move northeast as well, bringing a warm front northward across our region, and that is where the richer dew points, dew point is a measure of moisture, the richer, higher dew points will spread northward into our region. We typically look for dew points in the upper 50s to 60s when forecasting severe weather, and that's what is expected to advance northward into our region tomorrow afternoon into Wednesday evening and Wednesday night. This is around 1 p.m. on Wednesday. You can see scattered showers and thunderstorms along the cold front, and then scattered showers and thunderstorms along the warm front as well. As that warm sector moves northward, that's when we'll have to start to watch for the threat of severe weather. We'll move through the afternoon hours, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and we'll stop here at 5 o'clock. And you can see numerous showers and thunderstorms across most of our region, some heavier echoes as well across the area, and those are the thunderstorms that are expected to develop again ahead of the cold front and along this warm front. How far northward the warm front advances will determine how great of a severe weather threat our local area will see. If the warm front moves farther to the north, then that increases our risk of a few severe thunderstorms with damaging wind, hail, and even a short-lived tornado or two. We'll move through the evening hours, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and stop here at 9 o'clock Wednesday evening. You can see the cold front has now moved through southeast Missouri, southwest Illinois, area of low pressure moving over the Kansas City area, trailing cold front, and then the showers and thunderstorms advancing off to the east, northeast. All of the precipitation will end Wednesday night as the area of low pressure pulls away into the Great Lakes, where we have heavy snow expected across portions of Iowa into Wisconsin, perhaps even northern Illinois. And then here's that cold front with showers and thunderstorms pushing off to the east. Let's take a look at the dew point map. Now again, dew point is a measure of moisture, and we typically look at dew points when forecasting heavy rain or severe thunderstorm activity. We look for upper 50s to 60s in the winter and autumn months. And we just take a look here at around 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. You can see 60-degree dew points advancing into the Missouri Boot Heel, western Tennessee. And then we see lower 50s across central and southern Arkansas. A 63-degree dew point in Little Rock on this map at 11 a.m. I'm just clicking around here showing you some of the numbers. And you can see as you move into our area, low 40s. Now watch what happens as we move through the day and that warm front advances northward. Here we are at 3 o'clock, and you can see the higher dew points beginning to move into western Kentucky, northwest Tennessee, the Missouri Boot Heel. The light green, dark green zones represent the upper 50s and 60s when it comes to dew points. And you can see Memphis approaching 63, 64-degree dew points, and those are sufficient for severe thunderstorms. As we continue to move through the afternoon and evening hours, that warm front will move northward again, probably advancing into extreme southern Illinois. Somewhere in here, we'll have a warm front, area of low pressure back here, and a cold front. And along this warm front and south of this warm front, that's where we're going to keep an eye out for a few severe thunderstorms Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. We'll stop here at 9 o'clock, and you can see the cold front back here with dew points lower, drier air behind the front, warmer, moist air ahead of the front. And somewhere in here is that warm front. According to this model, this is where the warm front will be situated. So we'll keep a close eye on where the warm front advances as we move in to tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night. Another parameter that I look at when forecasting severe weather is the jet stream. And let's take a look at the low-level jet and how it increases as we move through tomorrow afternoon. We'll stop here at 2 o'clock and we'll hover over some of this and we'll see 40, 50 mile an hour wind gusts at the 850 millibar level. That's several thousand feet aloft. But watch what happens as we move through the afternoon and evening hours. We start to get into these darker colors. That's 74 mile per hour wind gusts at the 850 millibar level, several thousand feet aloft, 60 mile an hour gusts there, 62 mile per hour in St. Louis, and as we move further south. But you can see how that increases. The jet stream increases in wind speed as we move through tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening. We'll stop here at about 9 o'clock tomorrow night, and you can see 75 mile per hour, 72 mile per hour, 70 mile per hour, 66 miles per hour. This is a strong low-level jet that will push across our region as we move through tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, intensifying as this area of low pressure wraps up and matures. The jet stream energy, the jet stream will increase in wind speed, and we look for wind shear in the atmosphere when forecasting severe weather. Wind shear is the turning of wind direction with height and or the increase of wind speed with height. And we're going to see that tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night as the storm system wraps up and the kinetics, the jet stream energy increases as it moves across our region. Let's move even further up in the atmosphere, around 18,000 feet, and look at the 500 millibar jet. You can see it coming out of the desert southwest through Texas into Arkansas, and how the divergence here, you can sort of see the spreading outward. That's where the greatest lift will be, and we see this jet streak that advances across our region as well. Those are some very strong winds at the 500 millibar jet stream level. We look here, 130 miles per hour, 128 miles per hour, 117 miles per hour. That is a jet streak that will move across our local area tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night, and that will help aid in the development of thunderstorms. Again, this is about 18,000 feet aloft. We don't have to worry about those type of winds making it to the ground, but it just shows you that this is a strong jet stream that will advance through our region as the area of low pressure matures and pulls into the Great Lakes, drags that cold front across our region, warm moist air ahead of it, and thunderstorms will develop along the warm front and along the cold front, a few of those with locally heavy rain and maybe some severe weather. Another severe weather parameter that we look at, and you hear me talk about quite often, is CAPE. And CAPE is basically energy that thunderstorms feed off of. And there's several kinds of CAPE. There's surface-based CAPE, there's mid-level CAPE. Surface-based CAPE typically is what we look for when we consider damaging wind and tornadoes. It's the mid-level CAPE we look at when thinking about hail. Surface-based CAPE, tomorrow you can see here's that warm front, and south of the warm front is where the surface-based CAPE will be located. And there is a small window of opportunity for surface-based CAPE to make it into our region. Here's 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and 8 o'clock. And you can see some surface-based CAPE, not a large area, but some in our region, primarily southern Illinois, southeast Missouri, west Kentucky, and Tennessee. How far north that warm front advances will be the deciding factor in how far north the surface-based CAPE spreads. The farther north, the greater our risk of a few severe thunderstorms. So you can see that small window of opportunity tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow night where we might have some severe thunderstorms. Looking ahead to our next storm system is forecast to arrive Saturday night, Sunday, and Sunday night. Now, the models don't agree on the exact timing. The GFS model shown here brings precipitation to our region Saturday night, maybe a rain-snow mix depending on temperatures into Sunday morning. The Canadian and the European model hold precipitation off until Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. So we'll have to keep an eye on the timing. If the precipitation does arrive Saturday night, temperatures may be just cold enough for the development of a wintry mix across our area, with temperatures expected to be in the low 30s. So we'll keep an eye on all of this weather over the next 24 to 36 hours. We'll watch the severe weather threat Wednesday afternoon and Wednesday night, and then in the long range we'll watch Saturday night into Sunday night for some more precipitation. I'm watching another system around the 25th of January. So our active pattern continues and is forecast to continue into February.